What's going on? Johnny back with another trade recap, and today we locked in $87. We're going to dive into the screen. I'm going to showcase exactly what I did to make that money in about an hour of trading. So let's go ahead and get into it. Looking all right, looking fresh. I put on the collared shirt for you guys just because. Shortening the hair, growing out the beard. So, let me know what you think. Should I shave or should I keep it growing out? Let me know. All right, let's go. So let me get my glasses on here, dive into the computer. We're up $87. Up $87 on MSTZ, buying low, selling somewhat high, and we let the whole team know. From the second I took the trade yesterday at 6:41 p.m. during our Sunday stock talk, I bought 100 shares of MSTZ at 9.98, holding it overnight. I bought another 100 shares of MSTZ like 15 minutes later at 10:08. We have key events. If you want to pause, Wednesday is a very important day for the overall market. We have the Fed interest rate decision, as well as Jerome Powell speaking 30 minutes after that. But nonetheless, this morning added another 100 shares at 625 before our live stream started. So now we're in 300 shares of MSTZ. And then I, of course, alerted the team as far as the NASDAQ below the EMA, MSTR dropping, Bitcoin dropping, another leg down, reducing position, raising stop loss, stopped out 200 shares, holding another 100 shares. We locked in $75. And then I let my other 100 shares ride, setting my stop to 980. We got filled at 980 and we got stopped out and made $87 today on MSTZ. Not too bad. If you want to get these trade ideas, alerts, and watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow morning, click the first link in the description below, and that'll give you access to all of this. It's 100% free, lifetime access. If you get it now, we have less than 200 spots available. Now, moving into the actual trade, you can see there's no needing to hide anything. Friday, we locked in $100 on this move from lows of 1066 to highs of 1144. And then right here during our Sunday stock talk, wait, why isn't it showing it? Oh, wait, this was Friday. Locking in some money on Friday as well. Buy, sell. That was a $100 day. So that was Thursday locking in money. Friday locking in money. I have a whole video showing how I locked in money all last week. Every single trade broken down in that video for you to watch. So during that Sunday stock talk, there it is, right? 100 shares at 9.98. 100 shares at 10:08, just like I told our Discord members. And then from here, I'm glad we actually sold at these levels because it's now at $9.30, which was where I actually was buying the majority of these positions this morning. So if we would have held this position longer than an hour or two, we would actually be either break even or even potentially down money. So anyways, nonetheless, bought 100 shares at 9.50 with the limit order, bought another 100 shares at 9.39, and then this is where it got interesting, right? It popped up to 9.80, very nice pop. I considered selling at this level, but I believe at this moment, I think it must have been right before it. Yeah, I lost internet connection. So you have to go back and watch two different live streams. One has about 10 minutes before I lost internet connection. The other one has the remainder majority of the time on that. But yeah, we lost internet connection today. It was like 10 degrees this morning. Not good at all. And so that's what happened there. So anyways, popped up to 980. So it identified a, common day support. So I knew right off the bat, I guess I didn't draw the line, but we found a resistance level, right? And then it validated a support level. So I bought another 100 shares at 925. I bought another 100 shares at 925. I'd say probably about like 5 minutes later. And then what we did a good job was we sold. First signs of this pushing up, we sold 100 shares at 964. We sold another 200 shares. We sold 100 at 964, 100 at 970. And then we sold our remainder 200 shares at 975. Now, it would have been nice to actually be able to hold this position up to 982, But, you know, I just didn't really want to give away any more of my profits or, you know, really have to risk this actually selling off and coming back below. I could do a better job by holding these positions a little bit longer because, again, at 964 to 982, I mean, we're talking an additional, easily an additional, you know, $17 on that 100 shares. And then, of course, you know, that translates another, you know, $17, $32, and then right here adding another 10 or 12 bucks. You know, that could have been easily another $40 by holding this position just a little bit longer. Then we waited and we sold our last 100 shares right here at 980. So again, we could have done a good job by just selling at 980. It validated resistance once, twice, 3 times, which is amazing. You don't really see that much validation in a resistance level. It gave us 3 chances to lock in profits at a 980 level. It pushed up to 993. I alerted the team that it did push up, in fact, to 993 to consider taking profits, as I wouldn't actually see this going much higher, as Bitcoin itself was actually validating support right around this moving average. So as it validated support, it didn't break structure, which means it was going to continue to be bullish and pushing higher. So I wanted to make sure that our team was aware of that MSTR also, you know, at this level was looking pretty decent. I mean, it definitely ran up a little bit higher, up to 148, sold off to 143. But again, did a great job by locking in profits where it made sense, buying the low, selling the high, letting 100 shares ride. And we held these 100 shares from 850 all the way to 950. So we held 100 shares for an additional hour. I mean, I saw my profits go from being up $87 and then it pushed down, you know, 30 bucks. I think we're only up like $50 on the day. And then we were only up like $45 on the day. It pushed up and we were able to lock in $87 in profit. And again, I'm glad we did, because after that last resistance level was tested, it sold off all the way back down to 922. Now, moving forward, do you think I'll probably be trading this company moving forward? Probably not, guys. Probably not. We're going to actually have to probably try to find another company to trade, another ETF or a stock. And I've done it in the past. A lot of our new members are asking, why do you only trade MSTZ? I've literally been trading MSTZ probably since December. I'm pretty sure since December. And I can actually showcase that to you guys real quick before we end this live stream here. Let's go to the daily time frame. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Look at this. These are all daily trades. I've been pulling money out of MSTZ for months. Since December 5th. So all of December, all of January, all of February, and half of March. December, January, February, March. So like you could say 3.5 months we have been consistently pulling money out of the market by trading one company. You don't need a ton of indicators. You don't need a ton of scanners and a ton of companies on your watch list. If you could identify a common support level, a common resistance level, then you too can trade the same stock over and over. Do you change jobs every day? No, you probably work at the same job. Let me ask you, why do you go to work at the same job every day? Because you're guaranteed to make money at that job when you show up to it, because it's your job. Same thing with me. Now, of course, stocks and trading, you're not guaranteed anything, but I'm more focused on one company, one setup, buying the dip, selling the high, and able to profit from that same company and that same setup consistently, daily, on a daily basis like clockwork. That's why I've been trading MSTZ for all of these months, pulling out money. We locked in $400 last week, $300 the week before, $360 before that, $400 in weeks to follow, $200 every single week in January. We pulled out $200 or $300 the last week in December, first week in December. Like, we've been pulling money out of the market every week by trading the same exact company. So moving forward, because Bitcoin is looking so bullish, now we're going to go ahead and showcase that to you guys here. Because Bitcoin is actually looking bullish now for the first time in probably 6 months, okay? From highs of 126 back in October to lows of 60,000. That was a 52% sell off. 52%, okay? It was below that 200-day moving average. It was below the 45 EMA. Now we're starting to see consolidation. We have been seeing consolidation on Bitcoin since February. And again, we've been trading the dips when it pushes up and it begins to sell off. We buy that and we short Bitcoin by trading MSTZ. So because Bitcoin is now consolidated, it's finding support levels. It's now up above this 45 EMA. And again, this doesn't have to ride up to 80, 90, 100,000. It could, but it doesn't mean it has to. It's bumped up above the 45 EMA before and then got rejected and sold off again. Now it's just getting a little bit riskier because now it's at a previous resistance level. I'd love to short this at 74,500. I would love to short at 74,000. It's hit that level before, sold all the way off to 65,000. Pushed up again previously on March 13th, sold off to 70,500. Pushed up again, and now it's kind of consolidating. So if it breaks this $74,000 resistance and pushes higher, we could see 75, 80,000, 90,000, 100,000. It could begin to push up much higher. Now, I'd love to see this get rejected, so we're going to keep an eye on this if it does begin to sell off, but we may have to start looking for a different setup. MSTR, same thing, right? Same thing with MSTR. It had highs of $543 at one point back in November of 2024. It sold off all the way down to $240, 56% sell-off, right? Now, more recently, it had a $457 high and sold off to $100. That was a 77% sell-off on MSTR. Now, this is the company we're technically shorting. We're using Bitcoin and the overall NASDAQ market to give us a better understanding of direction. But MSTR is what we have been shorting because it's nothing more than a Bitcoin holding company. That's it. That's all it does. It doesn't sell a product. It doesn't sell a service. It only holds Bitcoin. And Michael Saylor has been buying in all different areas. He's bought Bitcoin at 90,000, 100,000. He's bought it at 70,000 and 50,000 and a lot of different prices in between. But nonetheless, Bitcoin is now starting to show signs of upward momentum and bullishness, which means also MSTR will begin to show signs of that upward momentum, right? We were trading it in all these levels in December. It'd go up to 170, we'd short it down to 150. It'd push up to 170, we'd short it down to 150 again. From 170 to 150 is where it kind of flatlined. Pushed up to 190, sold off all the way down to $100. And for quite some time, it was actually trading between, 135 to 120. 135 to 120, 135 to 120. So we are able to identify a horizontal pattern and a specific range that this company traded in by identifying common support levels and common resistance levels. Now it's broken through one of these resistance levels at 135, and it's now going to be testing 149.50 as a resistance level. Now remember, this can break above 149.50. It can go back up to 160, 170, 180, 190, $200 very easily. Just as much as it could technically sell off down to 135, 120, and even $100. Now, I by no means can actually tell the future. Okay? No one can. No one can predict the future. No one can predict what is actually going to happen. But by identifying that Bitcoin and MSTR are not really selling off anymore for the moment, doesn't mean they can't more later, I will probably be trying to find a different avenue of day trading for us. And there's so many companies. That's what's so great about the stock market. I could trade one company again for the next couple of months and still make a decent amount of money. Now I'm looking for good setups. I'm looking for quality horizontal patterns, identifying support and resistance. I like to do some breakout trading when it makes sense, and I also like to buy those oversold and overbought setups when they make sense. So moving forward, we may switch it up a little bit. I may try to squeeze a couple more days or weeks out of MSTZ when it makes sense, but overall, I am excited to continue our journey, excited to still make money in the market, and excited to not only lead the way for our Learn to Earn community, but to be a part of the community because it is growing really fast. And if you want to connect with a network of close to now 80,000 members, definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. Definitely join our Discord, first link in the description, and also join our private Facebook community with over 72,000 members. It is our Investing for Beginners community. So I appreciate you guys' time. I'll see you all tomorrow morning for another live day trading session. Have a great day, and let's remember to all end the year on a green note. Later, team.